This started when we moved into a set of communities on the edge of Mali's capital city. One day, a neighbor of ours came to us and said, "Will you come see my grandson?" Right? And she sounded really worried. And so we rushed down the block to her home, and we found her grandson with a high fever, and he was breathing very heavily. So we did what anyone would have done in that situation, right? So we rushed our friend's grandson to the hospital as quickly as we could, but we were too late. The little boy, who I'll call Ibrahim, didn't make it. And the next day, we were sitting at his funeral, digesting and trying to make sense of what had happened. And as we were trying to come to terms with this, a few days later, something very similar happened. And then it happened again and again and again. And it got to the point we would open our doors in the morning around dawn, and there would be our friends and our neighbors. They would be waiting with their children. They're struggling to access care for their kids in the midst of a broken health system. And they would ask us to struggle with them. We started asking the question, why are so many kids around us dying? Why does Mali have one of the highest rates of child death in the world? Why do nearly 6 million children still die every year of diseases we've known how to cure since before I was born? And so we pivoted our research to start examining that question. One thing we noticed one thing that ended up being very important. So much depended on when patients got access to healthcare. When the patients arrived and found us early, we found that as little as a few dollars worth of investment and care that was readily available could save a child's life. On the other hand, if a patient found us late, even the maximum, everything we could do, everything we could invest wouldn't be enough, right? So we started to realize that so much depended on when a patient gets care. And we started to ask the question, why are so many patients getting access to care late? Right? And so we wanted to answer that question. This came at a very particular moment for Mali. What was this moment? A couple of new innovations had emerged recently that people were very excited and hopeful about. One was rapid diagnostic testing for malaria. A test that costed only $1 or $2 per test, that could very accurately diagnose anyone with malaria infection or not, right? At the same time, a new combination of therapies started to emerge and get rolled out across sub-Saharan Africa, and that combination is called artemisinin-based combination therapy, ACT. Highly effective, knocks malaria down, right? Just wipes it out. And also only costs a couple of dollars per course, right? So a few dollars worth of diagnostics and therapeutics to save a life seems like a slam dunk, right? So the Global Fund starts providing these tests and these treatments for free at every primary care clinic in partnership with the Malian government across the country. And we're doing some monitoring of access to timely treatment for malaria. And we see something quite shocking, which is that despite the free, highly effective testing and treatment available at the clinics, the rate of access to malaria treatment for kids doesn't budge in this community that we're monitoring. And I say, why is this happening, right? Kids are dying all around us. We have one of the leading causes of child death, malaria, with highly effective testing and treatment that's been paid for even, that should be right here. And kids are still dying in their homes, right? So that question is what motivated us and brought us into this barrier mapping work.